He was untamed, strong, and utterly trapped beneath the ice when the lumberjacks spotted him struggling. The frozen lake gave them mere moments to act. Most would have turned away. But what they did next changed everything. This was more than just a rescue. This was a test of bravery, instinct, and an extraordinary connection between man and nature. The Mustang, against all odds, fought for survival. The forest stood still, except for the steady rhythm of axes striking. Chunks of frozen bark scattered through the crisp air as two men worked side by side, Noah and Briggs. Noah abandoned his axe the instant he heard the distant crack of ice. Without hesitation, he and Eli dashed toward the lake, boots sinking into the deep snow. Their hearts pounded as they reached the ridge, their breath visible in the frigid air. In the center of the lake, a wild stallion flailed in the freezing water. His powerful body struggled against the bitter cold, steam rising from his drenched coat. His wide, frightened eyes darted around, searching for an escape. Every attempt to climb onto the ice resulted in more breaking, pulling him further under. "We have to act fast," Noah muttered, his mind racing for a plan. "He must have thought the ice was solid," Eli said, voice laced with urgency. As Noah inched forward, his boots slipped slightly. The stallion let out a piercing cry, a desperate plea for survival. Without another word, Noah unfastened his rope. "Get the wooden beam from the truck," he instructed. "It might help us get closer without cracking the ice." Eli hesitated but quickly obeyed. Within minutes, they had a makeshift bridge stretched across the ice. Each movement was slow, every step a gamble against the fragile surface. Noah carefully tossed the rope over the stallion's neck, securing it. The horse shuddered but didn't pull away. He had no energy left to fight. "Now!" Noah called out. Eli braced himself as they pulled in unison. The ice groaned under the tension. Suddenly, a deafening crack echoed across the lake. In an instant, the Mustang disappeared beneath the water. "No!" Eli's voice broke with panic. Then, a powerful surge. The stallion pushed upward with everything he had, hooves kicking against the lake bed. With one final desperate effort, he launched his body halfway out of the water, legs scraping frantically against the ice. Noah didn't think. He lunged forward, gripping the horse's mane, refusing to let go. The fight was far from over. The Mustang's breath came in ragged bursts, nostrils flaring as he fought against exhaustion. His hooves scraped at the ice, desperate for traction, but the slick surface offered no grip. Noah held on tightly, his fingers tangled in the horse's soaked mane. "Come on, boy," he murmured, tightening his grip. His boots slid slightly, but he dug his heels into the frozen surface, refusing to let go. Eli braced himself, hands gripping the rope with all his strength. "We need more leverage," he shouted. "If we can just shift his weight forward." Before he could finish, the stallion let out one final guttural cry and lunged upward. His powerful chest heaved onto the ice, his front legs kicking furiously. The ice groaned under the strain but held firm. "That's it," Noah urged, moving quickly. He loosened the rope and shifted to the side, guiding the horse inch by inch toward solid ground. Eli scrambled to help, using his weight to keep the Mustang from slipping back into the freezing abyss. For a moment, it seemed impossible. The horse trembled violently, his muscles seizing from the cold. But then, with one last push, he dragged his hind legs free. A stunned silence filled the air. The Mustang collapsed onto the ice, sides heaving as he gasped for breath. Noah and Eli exchanged looks, their own breaths ragged from the effort. "He made it," Eli finally whispered. But it wasn't over yet. The horse needed warmth. Fast. Noah wasted no time, pulling off his jacket and draping it over the Mustang's shoulders. "We need to get him moving," he said. "If he stays down too long, he won't survive the cold." Eli nodded, stepping forward carefully. "Easy, boy," he said softly, reaching out a hand. The Mustang flinched, but didn't move away. His wild eyes met Noah's for a brief moment. There was something there, something unspoken. It wasn't trust, not yet, but it was understanding. Then, with an unsteady grunt, the stallion pushed himself up. His legs wobbled but held. The wind whipped through the trees, and for a heartbeat, the three of them just stood there, man and beast, bound by a moment neither would ever forget. Without warning, the Mustang took off, his hooves pounding against the frozen earth. Snow sprayed into the air as he disappeared into the trees, free once more. Noah exhaled, running a hand through his damp hair. "Think he'll be okay?" Eli asked, watching the horse vanish into the wilderness. Noah smiled faintly. "He's a fighter. He'll make it." As the winter sun peeked through the heavy clouds, they turned back toward the truck, their limbs aching but their spirits high. It wasn't just a rescue. It was something bigger, a moment neither of them would ever forget. And somewhere in the forest, a wild Mustang ran free, carrying the memory of the men who risked everything to save him.